we have a problem. Our chickens are getting their eggs dirty. Well, that doesn't sound like a problem. It's a problem, okay? It is a problem, and I will tell you why. While I tell you why, you can watch Roger and his dad, who happens to be in town this week, fixing our problem with very little experience, no plans, and scrap wood. Why is it a big deal that we're getting dirty eggs? We can just wash them, right? Well, we don't want to wash them. So what happens when a chicken lays an egg is that it naturally has a protective bloom covering the egg. What that bloom does is it keeps bacteria out, and so it's acting as a protector for the egg. When you get dirty eggs, you immediately have to wash them. We don't want to wash them because it removes that protective bloom. When you remove that protective bloom, that means that you're losing shelf life. Now, a freshly laid egg with that protective bloom covering it will last upwards of 6 weeks, longer really, just sitting out on the counter. But once you wash that egg, you have to immediately put it into the fridge for storage. I don't know about you, but my fridge does not have room for dozens and dozens and dozens of freshly washed eggs. I also don't want to shorten the shelf life of our eggs because we sell them. So what are we gonna do? The eggs are dirty because the chickens keep kicking their dirty bedding into the nesting box. So we're gonna fix that by raising the nesting box up. Why don't we fix that by just cleaning out their bedding? I'll tell you why. We're not gonna clean out their bedding just yet because we use a deep bedding method. That's advantageous in several ways. The chickens are adding nitrogen to their bedding from their manure. What we do is we continually add carbon, usually in the form of pine shavings, to offset all of their nitrogen. So what's happening is the nitrogen plus the carbon equals compost. So their bedding is basically composting in place. Now we haven't cleaned it out in a while, so it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper because we'll wait until spring when the weather's warmer to clean it out and add to our compost pile, where it will sit for about a year and then it'll go be used in the garden. Another advantage of using a deep bedding method is that during that composting process, that decay creates heat. So we're literally naturally heating their coop by leaving the bedding there to decompose in place. But again, we're pretty deep in a winter and it's been a while since we've cleaned out their bedding. So we're continually adding shavings and adding shavings and adding shavings. So now the bedding is deep enough that the chickens keep kicking it into their nesting boxes. So what Roger and his dad are working on is a base to raise the nesting boxes about a foot off the ground so that they will no longer be kicking the dirty bedding into the clean nesting boxes. While we're doing that, we're also going to be adding a second set of nesting boxes on top of the first. What are we using as our nesting boxes, I hear you asking? Great question. We're actually using IKEA recycle bins. We cut a hole in the front, covered the hole with an old bit of hose so the chickens don't hurt themselves on the rough edge. And now we can check for the eggs without having to step into the coop. We just lift the flap, look down, see the eggs, get them out, easy peasy. So having dirty eggs is a problem we don't want, but we also want to keep their dirty bedding there for now. So this is our solution.